It's the last game before the international break and the lads are looking for their first league win here at Ellen Road. Meanwhile, the Owls travel here pointless following their promotion to the Championship. It's a Yorkshire derby, it's Leeds United versus Sheffield Wednesday, and it's all live for you here on LUTV.
Loose to Ben and finds the back of the net, and Leeds are back on terms. 53 minutes on the clock.
And this is Hopkin. Good save, Hopkin again. Yes.
Hodge in the wall, it's Dorigo. Has it? Oh my word, what a goal that was!
Back for Sacco, can he pick someone out? Hutchinson! Goal for Leeds! They take the lead in Hillsborough!
And it is Hasselbank. 1-0. What a start for Leeds United and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Matchday Live. Wherever you are watching from in the world, you can actually watch today's game around the globe except for the UK and Ireland. All you need to do is scan the QR code that you can see on screen or head over to the LUTV website and click subscribe. And there's also a WhatsApp number on screen. Please do use that to get in touch with us. Send us in your pre-match pictures, questions, thoughts, whatever it may be, and we will do our very best to read them out during the show. Now, we've got a man back in the Matchday studio who had to endure 90 minutes alongside Gary Neville in the commentary box midweek against Salford. Michael Bridges, I bet you're delighted to be back, aren't you?
I'm delighted to be back at Ellen Road and with you, because that was torture having to stand and listen to him for the 90 minutes of football.
Didn't envy you, Bridgie, didn't envy you at all.
No, but we are here and we've got an opportunity to put it right.
Absolutely, and the atmosphere is incredible already out there, Bridgie. This is a big game, this one. When you look at the opposition, look, Sheffield Wednesday have had a terrible start to the season, but particularly in a Yorkshire derby, they are going to be going for it. They're going to be feeling the pressure to get some points on the table, aren't they?
Of course they are. They've come up the division. They lost their manager Darren Moore last season. That was a nightmare start for them, and they've come into this Championship division and, like you say, rock bottom. They've really struggled. Leeds United, we cannot allow them to come here and kickstart their season. We've got to go out there fully focused, get the fans behind them as they always do, and go out there in the sunshine and put on a performance and show the difference in quality and stature of these football clubs with a performance on the pitch.
Yeah, the sunshine's finally made an appearance now. It's September, Bridgie. In a game like this, though, when it is a Yorkshire derby, how much does form go out of the window?
Form, Leeds United players have got to go out there and know where Sheffield Wednesday are. They're bottom of the league for a reason. What we've got to focus on is the clean sheet, because I haven't seen one of them in a long time. We've only kept 5 clean sheets in 50 games. That is a stat that we've got to get rid of. So you look at the form guide and you've got to say, right, we have got to go out there and perform at our best ability, because the form table says they're down there for a reason. They're conceding goals. We've got to keep the stats that Leeds have been getting this season have been tremendous. The conversion rate, however, for stats to goals in the final third hasn't, so that's something to improve, and you send them home packing.
Look, they know our style of play. They know what our approach is going to be today. What are they going to have been working on to try and make sure that they don't concede too many goals?
There's 2 things that they've been working on. Defensively, the unit, they'll be getting numbers behind the ball, because what they will have seen against Salford in midweek in the Cup when we lost, the amount of chances that we were creating, but they had numbers and bodies in and around the area. So the more numbers and bodies they've got back defensively, what I call it is shuffling with shape, so the ball goes from one side to the other. They'll be working on that. And the other moment that they've got to work on is the transition, the counter-attack. because early on this season against Cardiff we were caught out a couple of times down when Luke Ayling pushes on. So they'll have been doing the counter-attacking moments. They're the two things, and again, it's not, we don't need to worry about them. We've got to go out and play our game, because this team under Daniel Farke creates chances. It's exciting football.
It really is. Well, you can see the teams arriving there actually, and you should be able to see the team news rotating around the screen. We'll focus in on that more shortly, Bridgie, but as a collective, it is an extremely strong squad, isn't it, this now?
It is, and I think the transfer window has been absolutely outstanding. Yes, we might have lost a lot of players out on loan, but when you think of the 9 bodies that we have brought in, covering the whole board, that gives us two players in every position. That's what you need for the Championship. And you know, the player Somerville gets his opportunity again. Sinistero we've lost, but Somerville is a player that is just like for like, and I actually think he's got a bit more of a liveliness about him, and a bit more of a passion.
Yeah, he's a more than adequate replacement.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, yeah, definitely, Emma. So it's going to be, like I say, now we can relax. The window's shut. We've got to get on with it. What we have at our disposal now, the players know that they are there for this duration, and it's their time to shine.
Talk to me about Jamie Shackleton, because he's had a few good games, hasn't he? He's in for Sam Byron, but he's shown his versatility, hasn't he? His ability to play in different positions.
That can be a hindrance to some players as well in their careers. I've played with a few that have been versatile players, and you don't know where their best position is. What I love is that Daniel Farke came out last week and he just said, I love Jamie Shackleton. He's a player that I know I can trust. I like what he does, and he's a player that plays so good in all positions. For me, he's been one of the standout players of the season. I've got to say that. And again, he's been asked to play now in a left back position. No doubt about it, Daniel Farke will have full faith in him, and there's nothing better when a manager likes you and trusts in you, because you know that, because then it makes you go out and do that extra yard. And Shackleton, in the podcast midweek we chatted, it hasn't come out yet, he's a lovely lad. He's very, very down to earth, doesn't say too much, but he lets his actions do. But when we mentioned Daniel Farke, the comment that he said about him, his face just lit up. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him out there today. And
also, when you know that the manager believes in you, it makes you want to play to the best of your ability for them as much as for yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah, he needs no more incentive. He's a Leeds boy through and through. His family are Leeds through and through. And you know, he wears the badge with pride. So you don't need that, but it does go a long way when you know the manager has faith in you, because I've played under managers where you know they don't want to bar of you, and you don't want to go out there and do the odds for them. You always work for yourself and the fans, but there's that little bit where you go, this guy won't, because he knows that the manager absolutely adores him.
Well, look, Bridgie, you mentioned the signings. I'm going to have to refer to my notes, because it's been quite a busy week this in terms of the transfer window for Leeds. So earlier in the week, obviously, Jed Spence arrived on loan. Yesterday, attacker Jaden Anthony on loan. And on Thursday, both Ilya Gruev from Werder Bremen and Glenn Kamara from Rangers both joined on permanent deals. And both of them spoke exclusively on LUTV after putting pen to paper.
Very great stadium, great people, and I'm really looking forward to have a great time here. Big club, it's the only club in Leeds, so yes, everything was very, very great, and yes, that was the reason. I played since 2015 for Werder Bremen. I make my first steps there. 2 years ago we went up from the second league to the Bundesliga. Last year we had a great year with Bremen. We were 12th in the Bundesliga. I play central midfielder, like the holding 6, or I can play also the 8. I'm very, I think, a strategic player. You know, I want to have the ball, like ball possession. I can, positionate good on the field, to intercept some balls, to lead. I think the team a little bit. That we have ball position, and that's the type of player I am. I'm also a national player for Bulgaria. Our boss wants to have the ball. We want to dictate the game, and that's very important also for my game, because that's what I want also. That's our aim, to get as soon as possible in the Premier League, to get promoted as fast as possible, and I think that's why everybody is here and wants to work hard. It's a big club, it's a different country. Everybody knows here is the best football in the world. I want to gain new experience, and I want to develop my game. I want to help the team. The dreams, the aims that we have, that we can get them, and I have full convictions in this club here.
Well, Glenn, you're finally here. How does it feel to be a Leeds United player right now?
Yeah, feels good. Can't really wait to get started. I've been at Glasgow Rangers for 4.5 years now, and I feel like I just needed a change in my career, and Leeds is a perfect place to kickstart my career again. And last season was quite tough for me personally, but I can't wait to get going. And you've got a great manager, great fan base here, and good players, so I can't wait to get going. At Rangers, it's must win every game, and I heard this here the same, so we got to go and produce and hopefully get us back to the Prem. Box to box, can play 6, 8, just depends, and hopefully I can show everyone how good I am. Fast-paced league, a lot of games, thick and fast, and I'm not used to that at Rangers, so hopefully I can just show what I can do. I had a good conversation with him recently, and I don't want to reveal too much, but all the expectations, I just got to go and bring it and show it on the pitch. I just know a few of the boys just from playing against them internationally, but fresh start. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I'll make some friends. I feel like Leeds is the right fit for me.
Challenges this season, I mean, your targets, what are they?
Back to the Premier League.
What a way to end there, Bridgie. To be honest with you though, everything that both of them said was music to our ears, was it not?
That last bit there, what's the target? I'm thinking, is he going to say goals? Is he going to say appearances? No, back to the Premiership. I love that. That was really good.
It really, really was. What are both of those going to bring? When listening to them there and knowing what you know about them, what are they both going to bring to this Leeds United side, Bridget?
Have you noticed there, Werder Bremen promotion back to the Bundesliga, the Championship, the experience of that, the experience for Kamara internationally as well, for the amount of caps he's got. Ampadu has also got a lot of caps for such a young lad as well. So I like what they're going to bring, the midfielders, the ball players. That's what Daniel Farke wants, that's what we want to see. But it's all good and well having the numbers. There's 2 players in that midfield that have been outstanding, Ampadu and Archie Gray, a local boy. So they're not just going to come in here and walk in because Archie's been given the nod yet again. He's been outstanding. So that is healthy competition. You've got 2 players that are coming into the squad, trying to get rid of 2 players or get their positions. But it's healthy. It's very healthy. 2 players in every position. It's great.
How crucial is that having 2 players in each position?
It's vital, especially in the Championship. So I'm going to go back to my days at Sunderland under Peter Reid. I was always playing second fiddle to a guy called Kevin Phillips that was a goal scoring machine. Whenever he was injured or suspended, I got my opportunity to come in. Niall Quinn, there was a guy, Danny Dicio. I could name all the players in every position that we had. So it's similar, very similar to what we have now, and that's what Daniel Farke has wanted. We were devastated with the amount of numbers that were going out, but when I look at 9 players that have come in, that's great for the squad.
Yeah, well, just on that, the 9 players that have come in, what have you made overall of our dealings in this window?
I think it's been great. I mean, the balance, you look, we've goalkeepers coming, we've got a right back, a centre back, striker, midfielder, a wingers. It's covered all bases, and it's covered in the positions that we needed, where we needed. Darlow's coming as well, and we've seen him in the midweek game against Salford. So it wasn't just, we haven't just gone and signed 9 midfielders, we haven't just gone and got strikers. It's across the board, it's balanced, and what does that do? That gives the squad balance and depth.
Well, it's been another busy week for Daniel Farke, but hasn't every week since he got here. He spoke to the press ahead of this game.
Really pleased with our signings in the last days. Obviously, we spoke about that we want to strengthen also our full-back options a little bit, and I think a brilliant piece of business with Jet Spence. He has proved, especially on this level, that he can be outstanding, and pretty happy that we were able to bring him in. Yes, also pretty happy with the 2 signings in midfield, because it was obvious that we needed to strengthen our squad, especially in these positions, because Ethan Ampadu and Archie Gray, they nearly had to play each and every second, even in the cup games, and you can't rely just on over 46 games in the league and 2 cup competitions. Yeah, sadly, just 1 cup competition anymore. Just on a 17-year-old guy as the only option for the number 8 position, or that Ethan Ampadu is always available. So I think it was necessary to bring players in on these positions, and I'm pretty pleased with Ilya and also with Glenn, because we got players with real quality, so good on the ball, but also already with experience. Glenn has played for a Scottish giant. Also, he knows to play in front of a crazy crowd and lots of pressure. They have the pressure to win each and every game. Proven international team player for Finland, with Ilya, the same proven international for Bulgaria. Has played an important role for Werder Bremen on Bundesliga level, so quite important. They are versatile to play in different midfield positions. They have physicality, and are also good on the ball. But for me, with the same importance, so these are players who are desperate to play for Leeds United. So they signed a long-term contract. They were desperate to be here, and they have also some experience. I think in the middle of the park we are right now. Also there was a really solid squad, and happy with all 3 signings. The good thing is, they're quality players, and the second is they're experienced players, and they can adapt to situations. Obviously, it's slightly different to, for example, Joel Pirot, who has played more or less 46 games last season, and also had a proper preseason and had played already 3 competitive games when he joined us. For that, we got the feeling, okay, we can throw him into the mix straight away. It's a bit different scenario with Glenn. And also with Jet. I think with Ilya, at least he had many preseason games and also was involved last week in the game, at least with some minutes against Freiburg. For him, perhaps even a bit easier. But it's also no need anyhow to rush, because we have already proper players, but more like on the mid and the long term. It would be unbelievably beneficial that we had the signings, and it was important to bring them in. Yes, we'll see how much they will be involved in the game tomorrow. Again, it's also still a bit due to the paperwork, but I would be quite confident if I give them some minutes that they would deliver, and also perhaps can handle that the lack of game time with a bit of euphorism and being happy to be here and to work right now and to feel wanted and to feel trusted. Anyhow, I think they can copy this for one game, and after that we have a bit more time to work with them, and then everything will be a bit easier.
Bridgie, how much of a sigh of relief will Daniel Farke be breathing, knowing that the transfer window is now closed?
Not only him, everybody.
All of us,
everybody.
yeah.
We can all just take a bit of a chill pill and relax now. There's nobody going out, there's nobody coming in. Yeah, it's music to his ears. Like you say, he looked very, very happy the way he was talking there. He's lovely to listen to, and he mentioned the lad Spence, who was on the bench today, so he'll be very pleased it's shut.
As we all are, like you say, Bridgie. Look, we've been asking you to use that WhatsApp number on the screen to get in touch with us. Loads of you have been in touch, so I'm going to read out as many as we can. You ready for this, Bridgie?
Yes, let's go.
We've had Blake getting in touch, who's watching with his daughters, Amelia and Isabella. Hello. Saying, big game today, feeling optimistic. Would love to know what Michael Bridges feels about Farke and the signings. I think you've already said, great all round.
Great guy, great character on and off the field as well, Daniel Farke. He's a good mentor.
Bit like yourself. Watching it all the way from Qatar and expect a huge 3 points today. Love that. Danny in Barnsley says 3-0 Leeds, Jorginho to score first.
I had 3-1, but I'm hoping it's 3-0. There you go. So
yes,
he's right.
There we go. However, Clive in Halifax agrees with you. He's saying, hi, Emma and Bridgie, 3-1 to Leeds today. Really decent transfer window in the end. What's your thoughts on our overall business, and do you think the squad is strong enough for a promotion push?
It certainly is strong enough for a promotion push. Definitely now that the 9 bodies that have come in, and all the players now are talking about the positivity, especially Kamara there. Get back to the Prem. That is his target. That's what you want to hear as fans.
Yes, Adam Jolly as well says, let's go lads, cheering on from Adelaide, Australia. Love that. Also, just finally, Paul in Hong Kong says 3-1 win. So a lot of people agreeing with you there actually, Bridgie, with that 3-1 win.
So not many people are confident about the clean sheet. That's the other worrying side of it.
I'll tell you what, we'll take 3-1. If you get the 3 points, that's the main thing, isn't it? Please do keep your messages coming in. Like we say, that WhatsApp number is on the screen. You can get in touch at any point throughout the game and the show, and we'll do our very best to read that out. Right, this week it was the turn of Joe Gelhardt to be put through LUTV's art club and attempt to draw one of his teammates. And I mean, attempt. Have a look at this.
Oh my god, that's even in it. This is hard, man. Proper rounded. Oh, this is awful. I'm gonna have to start again. He's got a really bad haircut at the minute. He's got a tennis ball, hasn't he? Give him muscly arms. So bad. Absolutely nothing that defines on this. I thought I was just gonna do the number. That is the worst drawing I've ever done. Oh, so bad. Shouldn't even do a smiley face, he's never happy. It's gonna have to do.
Well, do you know what, Joe? You gave us a laugh, so thank you.
Absolutely shocking.
I thought we were going to say something else then, Bridgie. Any ideas?
There's 2 things, right? There was an old physio here called Alan Sutton. He had sausage fingers, that was his nickname. But Alan Sutton is not here now. That drawing, he had sausage fingers. There's one thing that gave it away there, and it's the only thing because there's no reference to it. The caterpillar eyebrows.
Yes.
Big eyebrows. Only one man in the team's got big caterpillar eyebrows. They're nearly together, and that is Bamford.
Patrick
I'm
Bamford,
saying
that's
Patrick
who
Bamford,
you think it is. Please use that WhatsApp number on the screen to get in touch and let us know who you think it is that Joe Gelhardt was drawing there. And we always ask you to send in your own drawings as well of any players, past or present. Feel free. We've had a few of you, Michael Bridges, that haven't been so flattering. But
I was going to say, it'll just be full of freckles and a big nose.
Bridgie, please do send them in. We want more of them of him. Right then, Joe Pirro, just quickly, I want to talk to you about a position you know well, not on the treatment table, but about being a striker. Joe Pirro making his home debut today. He got his debut against Ipswich, obviously impressed, but what have you made of him as a player overall?
Very impressed with him. I mean, I knew beforehand his stats are absolutely outstanding, but when I saw him play there, he was playing up alongside Rutter, and it was the best game I've seen Rutter have. They had this understanding. So Pirro was going into that midfield, the number 10 position as I call it, and then when he was going as a number 9, Rutter was coming in, so I like the two of them together. Now against Salford, Rutter looked a little bit distant when he played with Gelhardt. It's almost like he was looking, where's Joel, where's the guy that gives us the direction. So not only can he score goals, he can have assists, but I think he's very influential at helping out others around him, because it's the best I've seen us look organised in the final third.
And it's exciting to think what could be with
very
them two
exciting.
as well, teaming up. Yeah. Well, let's get the thoughts of the man himself, shall we? He spoke exclusively to LUTV ahead of this Yorkshire derby.
Joel, well, it's great to see you. And I have to say welcome to Leeds United. What's this past week been like for you?
Well, it's been quite a long but also a quick week. Everything happened really quick, and well, I'm really happy to be here. Met the lads on Friday, played Saturday, and yeah, it was a day to not to forget.
What was that like? Was that a bit of a whirlwind, having that one training session and then going down to Ipswich and starting your first game?
Yes. I have to say I didn't really expect to play or to start actually, and well, when I knew that I was starting, it was just like having a feeling with the lads, of course, like how we're gonna do it. I got enough information to know how we want to set up and play, and yeah, I enjoyed it really.
When you first heard about the interest from Leeds United, what made you want to come to this club?
Well, of course, I know they are really striving to go to to promote back to the Premier League, and of course they have some really good players that I want to play along with as well.
And for yourself, you've been in this division, scored quite a lot of goals down at Swansea. What can you feel you can bring to this team with your qualities?
Well, I think of course goals is what I can bring to the table, and as well a little bit of experience in the league, and yeah, I want to help them also lead with a little bit of leadership, especially because the guys are very young. Some have quite a lot of Premier League experience, but I do think the Championship will be a little bit different for them, and just to keep going.
How do you see your role then? Because down at Ipswich is almost like a number 10, just in behind Jorginho, but obviously you played a lot as number 9. Are you flexible doing both?
Yes, I'm flexible doing both, and well, I do enjoy the partnership as well, whereas he wants to come play short sometimes he wants to make the runs in behind, and I think we can feed off each other like quite well.
Is that what the manager's told you, to be flexible, be creative in that final third when we get the balls into you?
Yes, exactly, and of course as mainly as a striker, you just want to be on the right spots at the right timing, and that's where you look for in those moments.
Leads us on perfectly to your home debut, Sheffield Wednesday at the weekend, a Yorkshire derby. How much are you looking forward to playing at Ellen Road in front of the Leeds United fans?
Yeah, I'm really excited to play in front of them, and of course we want to get this streak going now and win more games, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I've heard a lot about it. I expect a great atmosphere, and well, we just need to keep on winning.
You mentioned about that winning kind of momentum leading into an international break, backing up the Ipswich performance and win, be vital, won't it?
Yes, it will be vital to back ourselves and just, as I said, keep winning. It's a perfect moment to really kick on, and yeah, I think that will be really helpful for us as a team as well.
Bridgie, he speaks well, he's impressed already. How many goals are you expecting from him this season?
Well, if he's a striker, that all strikers are, we're very egotistical. We want to be the highlight, the star. I used to set me targets, 20 goals of a season. and I'd like to think that he is going to achieve that. So anywhere between 15 and 25, I would be absolutely delighted, as I think all Leeds fans would be.
Yeah, I think we'd take that all day long.
It's not just about goals though. He's an assist man as well, but I like to say it's his presence on the field, and all strikers, we want goals, we want assists, because that's what we are analysed on. It's not about how many running stats you get, it's about goals and assists.
Just very quickly, Bridgie, before I get you to confirm your score prediction, how important is it going to be getting that first goal in today's game?
It's huge, because in the last few matches we've conceded every single goal first. We've been playing catch up against Cardiff. We went down to Salford the other night. We've got to stop and nullify everything in the first 10 or 15 minutes, and that, for me, you cannot concede early today. This is what the fans want to see. You've got to go out there and score the first goal.
Absolutely. On that then, score predictions and who are your goal scorers?
Well, we just had a chat with everybody out there in the world of Leeds TV. I've gone 3-1. I'm going to say Pirro will get a goal, Willie Nonto will get one, and Roden will get one from a corner. There you go. Not only to score the goal scorers.
Yes, Michael Bridges is saying 3-1 here at Ellen Road. Marching on together, he's already belting out. So, before we hand you over to your commentary team, Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo, let's get the thoughts of Joe Roden.
Of course, it's nice to get our first win under us, and now it's all about momentum and carrying it on into today.
First home win would be good, wouldn't it? Sooner rather than later.
Yeah, of course. I think now is obviously with the transfer window closed. I think now it's important that we're all here together as a team, and now we push on and we look at today and we get the 3 points on the board.
Last weekend you went to play the team at the top of the table and beat them, so obviously there's going to be an expectation in this place this afternoon that you do the same today, isn't there?
Yeah, I guess you can't look too much at the table right now. It's early days, it's all still up in the air, but all we can concentrate on is ourselves, and now the game today is the most important thing, and 3 points is what we want.
The sun is shining, Ellen Road is full, and we are looking forward to the first Yorkshire derby of the Championship season. Sheffield Wednesday providing the opposition for Leeds United. Leeds, having beaten the team at the top of the Championship table last weekend, now aim to do the same against the side currently sitting bottom. Leeds have been busy in the market this week. There have been ins, and of course there have been outs. But the starting lineup is pretty similar to the one that began the game at Portman Road last week. Just a couple of changes and a couple of the new faces. If they're going to make their debut for Leeds this afternoon, it will be from the bench, because both Kamara and Spence are amongst the potential replacements. As the teams emerge into the sunlight and the noise and the applause here at Ellen Road. Leeds United all in white, and Sheffield Wednesday in yellow and sky blue as a change strip. I think that's their third strip, because I think the away strip is white and blue. It's what they played in at Cardiff last weekend. So Leeds line up in front of the West Stand, aiming to try and record a first home win of this Championship season. First 3 points were achieved last weekend at Portman Road. In midweek there was the exit from the Carabao Cup at the hands of League 2 side Salford. Leeds want to get straight back at it here in front of their own fans to make sure that more points are added to the board, with the squad having seemingly been strengthened quite considerably in the last few days. Wednesday came up from League One last season via the playoffs, beat Barnsley in the playoff final. They've found life so far at Championship level pretty difficult, having achieved 96 points even just getting to the playoffs last season. This time they've yet to put a point on the board. So there's an expectation here that Leeds United will be able to achieve something from this game this afternoon, a little more than the two previous home fixtures in the league, of course, starting with the 2-2 draw against Cardiff City and then the 1-1 draw with West Bromwich Albion. On the back of that performance last week, the fans packing the stadium and making all the noise now will, of course, expect. September is upon